y'all want to get into some Giannis stuff?
Let's do it.
Because it was a crazy day in the NBA.
Very crazy.
I'm like trying to rank it right. It might have been the worst day of being an NBA fan for me.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the Chris Paul thing, but Chris Paul gets sent home. Giannis might get traded from a small market team. He also goes down with an injury. Luckily, it don't seem like it's that serious. The Bulls lose Noah Sengay, who we going to remember Noah Sengay's rookie season is getting dunked on by Johnny Furphy and then getting bulldozered by Zion and then getting subbed out. And then the Bulls also lost to the Brooklyn Nets, so it's one of the worst NBA days for me. But in this Giannis thing, we got a report from Shams Charania that says Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent are having conversations with the Milwaukee Bucks about the two-time NBA MVP's future and discussing whether his best fit is staying or moving somewhere else. A resolution on these talks is expected to be coming in the next couple weeks, and they'll see if Giannis will be available via trade before February 5th, which came as not necessarily a surprise, if you will, because nothing that Shams said in this report is new compared to some of the other stuff he said.
Yeah.
And part of me as like sometimes being a bit of like my dad's son is like trying to figure out what's a conspiracy or not. It went semi-viral when Brian Windhorst went on radio and said he already requested a trade. And then an hour later, Shams Charania comes out with this report that basically says nothing new. It's just the same stuff that he said 3 months ago. So I don't know where Giannis necessarily lands with the Milwaukee Bucks, but as NBA heads, it's cool to kind of talk about trades.
I've been hearing a lot of the same thing. I had one of my guys that's a Bucks fans. He was mad because the update said breaking news. Giannis basically requested a trade.
And nothing was breaking.
It wasn't broken, but I was telling him it's happening though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was still some belief going into the season that he could, you know, they could show that they could be a legit lineup during some type of window. It seems like it was, you know, around 20 games.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't work out. So he knew it was going to happen, but now it's legit happening. We're going to see Giannis potentially on a new team.
Yeah, here the way it's laid out in the report is that Antetokounmpo came into the season having bought into the championship roster vision by the general manager. Let's be real, Giannis, we knew that roster didn't have championship potential. But basically said he wanted to use the first 25 games into the season to make the decision. We're almost at that point. Let's just talk about trades.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just talk about it. Let's try to build them. What teams do y'all think are going to be interested? I think the toughest part about a Giannis trade is that we're seeing in the NBA that depth is the way you win ball games, whether it be regular season and postseason. And in order to acquire Giannis, in a lot of cases, you have to give up not just one, not just two, not just three, sometimes four real players for you. So you got to figure out, obviously, with Giannis' talent, is he worth giving up 4 rotational spots plus draft capital in order to acquire him now? Or do you wait until the offseason where you can make the trade and then also recoup some of that players that you're
Can I say my favorite team I want to see?
Please.
The San Antonio Spurs.
I have a San Antonio Spurs trade as well.
Him and Wemby is just, it's a combination that I want to see.
And I think the Spurs have the right assets.
What are those assets, y'all? Let's see if we put together the same trade.
I have Harper.
Okay, I do too.
Harper.
Sohan.
Yep.
Keldon Johnson.
Yep.
Harrison Barnes. That's what the Bucks would be receiving alongside the draft capital, obviously, which would be 2 first-round swaps, another Spurs first-rounder, and multiple second-round picks.
2 first-round swaps, 1 first-rounder, 1 official first-rounder, 2 swaps, and then some seconds. What did you have, Derek?
Mine is Devin Vassell, Dylan Harper, Harrison Barnes, and the Atlanta swap and a 2029 first-round pick.
Just 2 first-round. We talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo? Y'all both only got 1
I think that the draft capital is always like, it could be more for a player like Giannis.
I just gotta put him in.
It's more so about
never
finding
know
the
what they're gonna
players.
do.
The draft capital, I think, is the hardest part, honestly.
I think that out of all of the teams that I put together trades for, the individual asset of Dylan Harper might be the best out of them all.
That's kind of why I didn't put a lot of draft capital, because I'm giving you Devin Vassell and Dylan Harper as well.
I thought about Devin Vassell early in the season being a trade target or like something they could have traded. He's been playing so well, and I like him as a legit perimeter scorer.
If I'm John Horst, that's why I want him. I'm just, hey, man.
Hey, if he
I'm giving you Giannis.
If they want to ask for Devin Vassell and Dylan Harper, or
no, we want both of them. Both of them.
Yeah.
We want both of them. You can keep Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to give me. You have to give me Castle or Dylan Harper.
And you probably give up Dylan Harper.
I think so.
I think if I'm John Horst, I'd rather have Dylan Harper. I think his ceiling's probably higher.
Yeah. So yeah, if I'm the Bucks, I would definitely much rather have Dylan Harper.
My trade is very similar. It is Harper, it is Jeremy, it is Keldon and Vassell. I got 3 first-round picks and 2 swaps. because he's Giannis.
Yeah. I mean, like, I can't argue with none of those picks.
And then now you look at a team that has De'Aaron Fox, Giannis, and Victor Wembanyama with surrounding pieces of Castle. Still have HB. You still have Luke Cornett, who had a game-saving block yesterday. Champagny. You still have a real competent team while giving up 4 rotational players. I like those trades. I want to move on to another team that I had, which is the Miami Heat. They always find a way to be into something.
What do they got?
What do they
cook up a
have?
Heat trade.
You say you didn't build a Heat trade.
No.
They get back Tyler Hero. This is under the assumption that Terry Rozier's contract can't get traded because that's the only way this works. Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, Khalil Ware, Kasparis Yakashonis, 3 first-round picks, 2 swaps for Giannis and Bobby Portis.
This is definitely a Miami Heat type of trade. I like this because they definitely going all in. So I'm definitely in favor of this, and I'm interested to see Tyler Hero on the Bucks. That would be fun.
I think he's a Milwaukee boy, ain't he? I think he's from Milwaukee.
He is. I have a trade for the Houston Rockets, but for the Rockets though, this trade failed. But it only failed because the contracts they can't be traded yet until
December 15th.
Okay.
So like that's kind of why. I have 2 first-round picks: Tari Eason, Fred VanVleet Doe, and Jabari Smith Jr. And
hey, I need Reed.
I'm not
If
mad.
I'm Milwaukee, I need Reed.
You could have him.
Oh, dang. I mean, hey.
You're going to have to try to sneak a guard back in that trade.
Yeah,
I
I might need a guard back.
If you're going to trade the best player in your franchise history, I think you also need like a staple prospect in it.
Yeah, that's why I'm
plus draft
throwing in Jabari Smith Jr. with you.
I'm not mad at it.
Staple prospect, Jabari Smith Jr. I mean, like somebody you think can be a star one day.
And you think Reed Shepard has
a higher potential to be a star than Jabari Smith Jr.? Thoughts? To be a star.
questionable.
Remember what we said?
Yeah, star. Yeah.
I think his ceiling is higher, but his floor is also lower.
I think neither one of them really are oozing star potential.
I agree. But who has more?
I would go Jabari.
OKC, don't trade for Giannis.
We also didn't mention the Atlanta Hawks, so I feel like it's also an interesting team.